Well, this statue of an early 1900s politician was toppled on Capitol Hill during the protest Saturday night. But who was he and why was the statue targeted? Our Chris Davis once again did some digging.
In the midst of the unrest downtown Saturday night, this statue of Edward Carmack was actually thrown off of its base. But in order to determine what the future of the statue holds, perhaps we need to look in the past.
Most have never heard of Edward Carmack.
Edward Carmack was a newspaper editor in Nashville and Memphis in the late 1800s. Jim Hubler, the senior curator for the state capitol, tells us Carmack wrote a scathing editorial endorsing some lynchings in Memphis of black men trying to establish a grocery store in their neighborhood.
A mob formed, hauled them out, and lynched them. Carmack endorsed that. Ida B. Wells decried that. They were friends of hers.
Then Carmack turned his pen against Ida B. Wells, an early figure in the civil rights movement, for writing editorials in her own paper against the lynchings.
He incited a mob to, quote, get the black wench. She was out of town on a speaking tour, and they burned the newspaper office she worked in. She never came back to Memphis.
Later, Carmack became a politician.
Carmack was an avid prohibitionist.
He was shot and killed by one of his political rival's sons, and 2 decades later was honored with this statue.
So by 1927, the WCTU was really ticked, and they put up the monument to Carmack here as their prohibitionist martyr.
There was talk before the protest of removing or replacing Carmack from such a prominent position on Capitol Hill. So will he return to his perch? In short, it's complicated. Details tonight at 6. In Nashville, Chris Davis, News Channel 5.